Hey Mama, when you leave.
Mike Bolin here, and welcome to the next edition of the Flatlanders Show. On today's show, we travel back up to Plainview, Texas, and we have a lunch at a table on 10th Street. We get to talk with owner Melissa Harris, and she tells us all about her new restaurant and how she's offering a gluten-free menu along with her traditional menu. And we discuss people who suffer from gluten intolerance, people with a disease called celiac disease. We talk about that a little bit, and then we just talk about this neat, eclectic restaurant. Looks like something you'd see in Austin or maybe Santa Fe. And from there, we head up to Plainview Park, and we look and talk about Plainview points, or better known as Plainview arrowheads, that were discovered in Plainview, a catch of them, in 1946. Hence, they called the Indian tribe there the Plainview Indians after that. Of course, I'm sure they had their own name back in the day. But anyway, we take a look at the park. They have some beautiful bronzes out there of life-size buffalo with calves. We take a look at that, and we just take a little look at the terrain and talk about how amazing it is in a place like the High Plains. It seems so desolate that it would support an entire tribe of Native Americans. And from there, we go up to Ollie Liner Center, and we look in on the 61st annual Gem and Mineral Society Gem and Rock Show. And it was a good time. We talked to some silversmiths. And of course, I'm a silversmith, so I was among my own. And we looked at some of the beautiful stones and some of the beautiful jewelry. And there was one lady there that had a collection of squash blossom necklaces. It was the most extensive and beautiful collection of squash blossoms I've ever seen. So we get to look at that and do a little visiting and just have a good time. So let's get started. Okay, I'm here with Melissa Harris at a table on 10th, and she's telling us a little bit about her background and how she got into this restaurant business.
So I am not culinary school taught. I am grandma taught from the time I was tiny. We worked the land, we planted the garden, we picked the trees, and we cooked. And I developed a love for it. Since then, I've studied under a lot of chefs, so I have some experience there, but my whole adult life I've done something in the culinary field, and I just love it. And I think with these young chefs that come up, if you have a true love for the art, you're gonna do great with it. So as far as food goes, we eat with our eyes first, which is why my plates are beautiful, and then it's the taste of it. I was raised in Olton, Texas, which is 23 miles down the road, and then I've been in Plainview for about 18 years. I love it here. But West Texas girl, born and bred. I have 7 grandchildren. They're the light of my life, and they are all learning how to cook. So it's just something that I want to pass on, just like my grandmother did.
And before you started this restaurant, though, you have extensive knowledge in the catering business as well, don't you?
Right. We've catered for about 17 years. The largest event we've catered for was 880 people. That's pretty big.
Yeah.
Pretty big, but 400 or 500 is not unusual for us at all. But we cater almost every weekend, and this week we had 2 caterings during the week. So catering is kind of our bread and butter, and we are completely custom with our catering. Literally any menu. We don't have a menu for you to choose from. In the restaurant, obviously we have a menu, but catering, you tell me what you want. We've actually created whole menus for bride and groom, Sally. I think that's wonderful. We had a Mexican-Asian fusion wedding recently, and they wanted to blend both cultures. He was from Japan, she was from here, and they wanted to blend that. Gotta tell you, that was challenging. It was really challenging. Yeah, so what we did was we ended up doing bowls so we started with rice. We had pinto beans for the Mexican. We had all the Chinese or Japanese spices, the vegetables, the soups, the things like that, so they could literally build their bowl. And it could be more Mexican, it could be more Japanese. It was really fun. So when they came for the tasting, their thing was, we knew you were either going to be really good or really not. And they were like, you nailed it. It was hard. It took me about probably a month to come up with that menu. But it was fun. It's a challenge.
Well, and also, since you've begun this, you've got recognition locally as well as nationally. Could you explain that?
I can. So locally, last year we won 9 awards, Reader's Choice. This year we won 17. So we work really, really hard at that. Freshness, things like that are a big deal with America's Best Restaurant. Again, that was a nomination, and then they came out. I'm just humbled. I mean, this has been an amazing journey. We're just 2 years old. 2 years old. So it's been amazing. And people's perception of what they're getting, what we're doing. We're trying to bring something to Plainview that you can't get here. So we do our 6-course meals. We try to do those every 6 weeks. We do a wine pairing with that. We do have our beer and wine license here. So if someone comes in and picks something off the menu, I'm happy to come out and recommend a wine for them. But again, we just want people to feel comfortable, come hang out, and just enjoy their day.
Well, speaking of wines, are you working with any of the local wineries yet?
We do work with some of the local wineries. This last, on Valentine's Day, well, the 15th, we had a 6-course meal, and we partnered with McPherson. So, and then we also brought in some of Yano's. So we've had farmhouse vineyards from Brownfields come out. So we do like to do local, but we typically always highlight one vineyard, and then we have someone from the vineyard come out and talk about those wines. I talk about why we paired them with the meal, and they're really fun, educational.
And along with some national acclaim, you said also that Lubbock, the news had been out, KCBD, I believe.
KCBD came out and followed around with America's Best Restaurants. They did an interview. They were wonderful to work with. They just wanted to know what we were about and how we'd attracted that national.
I think it was
KCBD or KLBK? KCBD. It's KCBD.
The other thing that Mike doesn't know is you have singers
We do.
that come
We
out.
do. And I'm really picky with my talent. So we're going to do every Friday now. And then when summer gets back, probably the end of May through the end of October, we'll do Tuesday nights on the patio again. That was so much fun. So every Friday night, the music will be in here. It's usually 6:30 to 9 for steak night. And then, like I said, starting at the end of school, we'll do Tuesday nights on the patio. We've got a whole new full dinner menu. So it's going to be a fun thing.
And who are some of the artists that you've had play so far?
We have Junior Vasquez quite a
Oh,
bit, Riley Evan quite a bit, Mackenzie Patton, Bo Garza. We've had Caleb Barr. We get good. Luis Torres, I think is his name. We get really, really good talent.
Fantastic. I'd like to come in and see that. Maybe
It's
film
fun.
that sometime.
It's fun. If y'all haven't heard Junior, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Everybody
he's
around
fun.
Lubbock's heard
Yeah,
too.
he's fun. Yeah.
Also, you were saying you were getting a lot of business out of Lubbock. People were coming from Lubbock
We
and
are.
Amarillo to eat at your place.
We are, especially the gluten-free people, but we've had more than that. We have a lot of people that live in Lubbock and maybe kids or family live in Amarillo. They'll meet here in the middle, which is really nice. And again, we're not worried about flipping these tables. Hang out all day if you want to. It's fine with us. But we have a lot of gluten-free people from Amarillo and from Lubbock that'll come down. The lady that was here at that table a while ago, she's from San Angelo. She was passing through. She just Googled gluten-free living and it brought her here. So we have a lot. We also have a lot of people that travel. I guess Plainview must be a middle ground for Colorado, like Austin to Colorado. So on Fridays, almost every week, we'll have a couple of couples from the Austin area traveling to Colorado. That's fun.
How nice.
Find us online.
Okay, Melissa, you were saying, we were talking a few minutes ago about celiac disease, and you were telling me about how many people you see on the average who come in with gluten issues.
Okay, so what made me first aware of this, like I said, was my issues. But then because I've catered for so many years, I would say an average wedding for 100 people, a minimum of 5 will have a gluten issue. And we've noticed that, like I said, over the last 10 to 15 years. So there are more people than you realize with this issue. So again, the amount of people that come in here and then with catering, it's a large part of our community. It's a large part of our population, which is why we're trying to facilitate that.
Having a look at some of this delicious looking food. Here at the table up 10th, there's mine. There's Gina's
Same selection, gluten-free.
gluten-free. There's their famous hamburger. And is this gluten-free,
That-
Gina?
No,
No,
that's a gourmet burger.
Gourmet burger.
French toast.
And there's French toast. pie station, or is this, what's the official name for this
This
one?
is the bakery
The
station.
bakery station.
The
Okay.
top shelf is always gluten-free. We're really, really, really low right now. We're sold down tremendously because it's almost closing time. Everything else is just regular. We've got a German chocolate cake. We almost always have a 3-layer German chocolate cake and then either an Italian cream, a carrot, buttered pecan. If there's something that you know you want, if you'll give us a couple of days heads up, we'll have it out here. And then the top shelf of the pie is always gluten-free. We've got a gluten-free coconut cream, which we have all the time. A regular coconut cream and a millionaire. Again, if you'll give us a heads up, if there's something that you want, at least 2 days, we'll have it out here for you.
And that was a lot of fun down on a table on 10th. And as you can tell, this really is a classy place. If you're in Plainview, you should really go in and try out some of their food. It's really excellent. I had a shaved prime ribs beef sandwich, and it was great. In fact, everybody just raved on and on about how great the food is. And also, we're going to go back and we're going to visit a table on 10th again, because as it showed in some of the interview, Melissa hires area musicians, and we want to go in and we want to watch one of the musicians play. When it gets a little warmer around here in spring, she's going to have musicians out there every week, and so we're gonna go down there and get another meal and listen to some good old West Texas High Plains music. In our next visit, we're here at the Plainview Point Park. And it's a brief clip, but it is pretty interesting. They have some lifelike bronze statues of buffaloes, adults and some calves. They're really beautiful. So you're going to get to see some pictures of that and just a little of the terrain. And right in this area, 10,000 years ago, there was a huge tribe of Native Americans that roamed every nook and cranny of the High Plains. I was looking around on some of these plaques because I couldn't remember exactly how old Plainview points were, but this piece indicates that they're over 10,000 years old. So we're talking prehistoric. The Indians who used to call this place home. We'll walk out to one of these buffalo bronzes. They look like they're about life size. A lot of meat on one of those buffaloes. Could feed a lot of people. And when you consider that there were millions of them roaming around on the plains in Texas, going all the way up to Canada. Truly amazing. Now we're headed up to Ollie Liner Memorial Convention Center for the 61st annual Gem and Mineral Society Rock and Gem Show, and it was a really good time. We have some good interviews, and we really do get to look at some beautiful rocks. So let's go on inside and have a look. When did y'all start doing this show here?
61 years.
61
This is
years.
annual, 61st annual year.
How many vendors do you usually have?
Anywhere between 9 and 12, but we have 12 this year.
And who sponsors this exactly? The High Plains Gem and Mineral Society?
It's just a club,
Yeah.
non-profit club.
Yeah. All of y'all are rock hounds?
Yes, sir.
And who am I speaking with here?
My name is Cindy Carthel.
Hi, Cindy.
Nice to meet you.
You're a fellow silversmith, eh?
I am.
How long have you been silversmithing?
About 20 years.
Really?
Yes.
What do you do, mainly Native American style, or?
A little bit of both.
Yeah.
Just free form, or I try not to take anything from the
Yeah.
Native American.
Do you do your own lapidary, or do you purchase
Yes.
your stones? You do?
We do all of it. We also teach at Wayland Baptist University here in
Oh,
Plainview.
yeah.
And so we teach casting, how to cut a stone, how to polish a stone, how to manipulate the silver. We work in silver, copper, and brass.
Do you do any lost wax casting?
Yes, sir, we do.
Yeah, and
Love
sand
it.
casting as well?
Yes,
Yeah.
we've done all of that. Mostly it's lost wax.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what is the name of your studio?
Well, we're called CBC Silver.
CVC Silver. Your name, sir?
I'm Ron.
Ron.
Nice to meet you, sir.
And you're a
So
silversmith
we
as well?
smell
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes,
How long
sir.
have you been silversmithing?
13 years. Well, teach at Wayland for 13.
Yeah.
I've been making copper bracelets and copper jewelry for 30 years.
I understand this Gem and Minerals show has been going on forever and a day.
I think it's 61 years.
61 years.
60-something years, yes, sir.
Is it a good event for y'all? Do y'all
It
do-
is.
Yeah.
It is. We have a good time.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the same vendors, we see them at other shows, you know.
You do a lot of shows?
Yes, we do a lot of shows. Next weekend we go to Big Springs.
Yeah.
In 2 weeks we go to Abilene
Yeah.
for their gym shows, and a lot of these vendors will be there.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, we're tight family.
Yeah. This is a beautiful piece.
30 seconds left.
How long have you been silversmithing, man?
I haven't.
Oh,
I don't.
you have some beautiful stones.
Thank you. These are Native American, all the jewelry is Native American.
And these are all yours? The squash blossoms are all yours?
Yes.
These are some beautiful ones. Squash blossoms. One of the most famous.
5, 4,
Famous of all the Native American necklaces. Very beautiful. Look at that one. That is spectacular.
auction is now closed.
A lot of nice turquoise samples, all different kinds.
Good afternoon, welcome.
Hello, how are you? You have some beautiful stones.
Thank you. Do you work with them?
I do. I'm a lapidary and a silversmith. Well, you have some beautiful.
Please let me know and I'll help you.
Some beautiful pieces.
Thank you. We pick out all this stuff ourselves,
Yeah,
and some of it we actually dig too. So
yeah. Where do y'all like to dig at?
any place that I won't get arrested.
There, you sound like me.
Wow, there were some beautiful things at that show. I could not believe so. I'm still thinking about those squash blossoms. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. We're glad y'all tuned in. We hope you enjoyed it. And remember, at the end, hit that like and subscribe button, and also leave us a comment, because once again, I'll mention the giveaway that we're going to have on the first day of summer. We're going to give away one of my coin bracelets. I've been showing them on the last couple of episodes. We didn't have time for this episode to show you how far I've come on it. But on the first day of summer, we're going to give that rascal away for those who leave comments. You have to be a subscriber and you have to leave a comment. So please like and subscribe at the end of this episode. And we hope you all have a great day and a great rest of the week, and we'll see you the next time on the Flatlanders Show.
Be there to switch.